Welcome back to another video on Life of Zay. Today we're here because we're going to talk to people about their faith and their relationship with God. So I embark on this journey, on this path of fully submitting. It's a struggle and it's hard and it's not easy, and we're going to see if other people can relate. So here are the 4 questions I'll be asking today. Do you believe in God? When did you find your faith? What is your current relationship with God? During your trials and tribulations, how do you remain true to your faith? Excuse me, quick question. Can I interview you for my YouTube video?
I would, but not right now.
Well, good, thank you.
No worries, thank you.
No, sorry.
You sure? No worries, thank you. No worries, thank you. Can I interview you for my YouTube video? After my first couple attempts of trying to talk to people, I wasn't having any luck. So you said you're not religious anymore.
That's right.
Okay, at what point did you stop, believing in God or putting your faith or going to church or whatever it was?
I think maybe in my mid-20s, I started, I went to a really religious, strict Pentecostal church in the South, and I started asking questions about some of the things that just didn't line up. It didn't seem to line up for me. And once I started asking questions, I thought, you know what, God, if you are as great as they're telling me you are, at least the God that's being described to me in the Bible. I'm just talking about the King James Bible, because I haven't been in any other religions. You'll withstand some questions. As I moved through that questioning in my 20s into my early 30s, it just didn't line up exactly.
What didn't line up? Things you were asking for? Or?
No, it's just a lot of inconsistencies in the stories.
Yeah.
God that endorsed war and the killing of children and women in the Old Testament suddenly turns around and is all about love and peace in the New Testament, but then also all about judgment. And
have you ever had a thought about finding him again?
No.
Going to church again?
I made my mind.
Yes?
Yeah. I mean, no offense to anybody.
No, please. And I'm not here to try to make anyone be a believer or anything.
Yeah.
I genuinely just want to know, because I've always been religious, but I really just fully submitted, a couple months ago, and I'm just trying to talk to other people and see their struggles and battles with it or without it.
Yeah. I mean, it's a longer conversation.
For sure.
To have it, but,
yeah, I appreciate the time though.
Of course.
What was your name again?
Travis.
Travis? Isaiah, nice to meet you.
Isaiah, pleasure.
Thank you so
Meet
much.
you.
Still determined to find someone who has a relationship with God, I kept pushing until I found my first believer. Do you believe in God?
Of course I believe in God.
When did you find that belief, or when did you fully give your faith to God?
It came to me naturally.
Did you grow up religious, like your family?
No,
So-
not religious at all.
Oh, really? But you were able to find him and believe in him?
Yeah, because, I wasn't taught anything. I was just let alone to find my own
Was there a
ways.
specific moment that you felt that? You know what I mean? A specific time in your life?
I was in a terrible relationship, actually. And I was trying to find a way to get out of this.
Yeah.
Well, and then looking back at my life, how I've always had this support. I've never not had food, not had what I really need in my life. Even just the situations right now of being able to do some inner work. I just feel so blessed. For some reason, God is always there.
He's always there.
Helping to see what I need to work on to be better.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful.
And it is, and it's almost more so recently, just it's like a peace knowing that he's always there no matter what. Sometimes I struggle, I'm questioning God, why do I feel like this? Why is this happening? How do you stay true to your faith?
I just ask for help constantly. And I constantly, show up to my meditation.
Yeah.
I think the meditation part has been the most helpful in keeping and staying in that faith. Because I'm able to see those little voices that are trying to take me out of my faith.
For sure.
And try to put me down. And so when I'm able to catch those voices, I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'm able to comprehend a little bit more of oh, okay, I'm having these challenges right now. I don't have to lose my faith. I can keep going. And I think that help praying. I think as humans, we need to pray.
No, you have to. You have to pray. It's the craziest thing because it's like drinking water. You drink water every day, right?
Yeah.
Because you're thirsty.
It is.
So it's you have to feed your faith every day. People treat their faith like grocery shopping.
Yeah.
They go once a week on Sundays. They go, I went to church. Oh, I'm good for the week.
Yes.
That's not how it is. You know what I mean? So you have to feed your faith. It's a constant thing every day. So anytime I find myself personally in my head or have these negative thoughts, stop. If I have to remove myself from the situation, I'll remove myself and just go pray. Oh, it's so powerful.
It is so powerful. And even, something that also helps me is mantra.
I'm not familiar.
Pretty much translates to like divine mother. And so in this prayer, it's like asking the mother, the divine mother, the aspect of God that is feminine, to transform darkness into light, ignorance into wisdom.
Yeah.
So that's really what this mantra means.
Okay.
And so repeating it over and over and remembering what the meaning of it is helpful for me.
That was amazing. Thank you. That was very powerful. What was your name again?
Clarissa.
Clarissa.
Yes.
I never heard of Clarissa either. That's such a beautiful name.
Oh, what's your name again?
Isaiah.
Isaiah.
All right, yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
you.
Oh, that was amazing. Thank you so much, and God bless.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll see you. Enjoy the rest of your day. So, first question is, do you believe in God?
Yes.
Yes, you're religious? Okay, so perfect. When did you find God, or when did you fully submit to God?
Actually, I actually kind of walked away for a moment to like find my own path, and God's been kind of with me the whole time.
Always.
Literally recently this year, I started actually going back to church.
Oh, I love that.
But I feel like I've just been on the journey with God, and we've been having this conversation long going, and now Jesus really presented himself to me.
That's amazing.
In a kind of some wild psychedelic kind of ways, you know
Yeah,
what I'm saying?
okay, yeah.
And so it's just been a beautiful adventure with God.
I got goosebumps listening to that. No, I really did, yeah. So what brought you back to church? Did you like, was something you just had to do? You just felt it?
I just started feeling the call. I was just like, I think I actually just want to go to church.
That's
you know,
amazing,
and find
yeah.
a community, you know.
And the thing is too, when people talk about churches, like, church is meant for people that kind of doubt or like don't really know, you know what I mean? Because like the same way the hospital is meant for sick people, right? If no one was sick, you wouldn't need the hospital. Same thing with church. If everyone was perfect and didn't need it, there would be no need for a church. So I love that.
One of the things I've heard recently is that you don't clean up before you get a shower. So the same thing is with church and Jesus. Like we think that we need to be perfect before we go into church, but
You
really
don't,
just need
'cause we're not perfect.
You just need to lean in,
Yeah.
and that's for me. That was part of the process that I was really resonating with. That was like I don't need to be perfect. I always wanted to be perfect in my life, and I struggled with that when I was younger. And I came to the realization that I'm never going to be.
You're not.
That's part of the whole game.
Yeah.
Right? Is that's what the idea, what Jesus was here to tell us.
Yeah, he was the only perfect one, and he knows we're all sinners. We're sinners in a sinful world. But the beauty is knowing that he forgives us for all our sins.
100%.
Right? That's the beautiful thing.
Yeah.
So what would you say your relationship was like with him?
Lately, I've still been struggling with that perfection thing, and like, what does that mean, really? Like, there's things that I've really refined in my personality and my actions, and there's other things that I still need to continue to refine. It's me learning how to be graceful with myself.
Yeah, I've always grew up religious, but I just really, found him and submitted a couple months ago, and it's, yes, I know he's there, and I know he always has me, you know what I mean? But there's times where I doubt, and I'm like, God, why do I feel like this? I wanted to ask you, how do you stay so true to your faith, you know what I mean, when you had those thoughts?
I gotta say, it's been a process lately. Sometimes I'll just start crying.
Yeah. Hey.
Because I just I get so self-judgmental, and then you want to like, well, this is okay because I know I'm not perfect, but but you can also know that you can do better. Yeah. So I think that
it's a hard thing.
Philosophies, they talk about the razor's edge, and I think that's part of it. And so I can't say that I'm 100% where I feel like I want to be at, or where Jesus wants to be.
I don't think anyone's 100%, And the powerful thing is knowing that the path of fully submitting and fully finding God, it's a hard one. The more you submit to him and the more you give your life to him, I feel like the more the enemy attacks and the more things start happening. You're like, but why is this happening? But it's him. I think it's him testing us. It's him removing people from our lives, removing things from our lives, closing doors. That maybe we weren't expecting to be closed. The path of fully submitting and fully finding God, it's a hard one.
Learn how to be graceful with yourself in that process.
Mm-hmm.
In the process of being graceful for myself, then I've been able to learn how to be more graceful to other people, because I can see you and me and you, and we're on this journey together.
We're on the journey together.
We can have compassion for each other
and stop judging. That's a huge thing, because that's the one thing that everyone judges, right? And I used to find myself judging a lot of people. Just learning not to judge. You don't know what someone else is going through. This is great. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
Same.
Nathan?
Yeah, Nathan.
Nathan was absolutely amazing. I stopped you probably mid-lunch right now.
Yeah, it's okay.
Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah,
I appreciate it.
you.
And I'm praying for you.
Peace to you too.
Thank you so much. That was great. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you. That was great. But it's true, guys. What I can take from him is that knowing that you're not perfect, and that knowing that even with him saying it's hard, it's a struggle. I mean, I know it firsthand. I still struggle, like I said. And I'm hearing it from someone else. It literally gives me goosebumps, because I'm like, wow, we're not alone. One, because he's always there, but two, he'll also put people in your life to build a community. So first question is, you already answered for me. Do you believe in God?
Yes, I do.
When did you fully submit? When did you find God in your life?
I grew up with it. My parents were really religious, so I was a baby going to church.
What would you say your relationship is like with God?
I've been slacking a little. I haven't made as much time because my life is really busy and hectic at the moment, but I feel like my faith is solid, but I do need to get back into going to church regularly.
Yeah. Even if your life is hectic and all that stuff, even just sitting, just praying, and just talking to him.
Yeah.
You know, for 5 minutes, when you're in the car, in the parking lot. There's always time, you know?
I bought this book recently. It's called Daily Devotions. And like every day it's like 1 page.
That's good, yeah.
I read it really fast before I have to head out.
Yeah.
And that's my time. And sometimes I often, like, even when I'm driving, I'm like, oh, thank you, God, for like, I appreciate everything that happens in my life. And
good and the bad too, right?
Yes. And when something's going bad, I always say, what is God trying to tell me? When something good happens, like even a random deep conversation, like even this, I don't see things as coincidence. I always see it as like God.
Yeah, like you said, even when something bad happens, you know, knowing that He's doing this for a reason. And you might not know it. It might be you're like, what? There's no why. You know, why is this happening? God, no, this is good for me. But guess what? He knows better than His plans, better than your plan. How do you stay so strong with your faith when even in times of like, when you're having those thoughts of like, why is this happening? Or in those seasons of like, you know, anxiety, overthinking, depression, how do you stay true to that faith so strong?
Remembering past situations where I thought the world was going to end, and then remembering like, Myra, everything happens for a reason, trust it. There's always solutions, so that's how I kind of...
And it's funny that you said that too, is that last week actually I was at church and I had this moment where I realized every time I've asked for anything in my life, God has always provided it. And I started like tearing up and I started crying because I was like, He's always there.
That happens to me a lot.
Yeah, no, it's so powerful. And sometimes I think it's so important to know that sometimes an unanswered prayer is a blessing. Because you might be praying for something that you think you want, that we think that, you know, this has to be good for us, and He might not answer it, but it might have been a blessing because, hey, it wasn't meant for me. You know, or it wasn't meant for you at the time, or whatever the thing was. So just having peace knowing that He wants all our problems. He wants everything just to lay it at His feet and be like, you know what, God, I trust you, and whatever you want, whatever your plan is, I fully, you have to accept it though.
Ever since 2023, I just surrender. I just know that I'm not in control, He's in control.
And He's fully in control, but you have to be willing to walk through those doors He opens for you, or you have to put the work in behind you. You have to feed your faith. You know, He's not just gonna. You can't just be like, God, you know, do what you want and then not do anything. You know, you have to still be taking action. You know what I mean?
You have to meet Him halfway.
You have to meet Him halfway.
Yeah, you can't just like let Him do all the work. I'm big on like remain humble, because if not, God will humble you.
Oh, He'll humble you for sure. So I could say that I was going down a path where I wasn't the Isaiah that I know He wanted, and He humbled me big, you know what I mean? He took a lot of things away from me, He redirected me in a lot of ways, and I know He was saying, you know, Isaiah, this isn't you. You know, it felt like a punch in the face, and I was, you know, rock bottom, but now I know that it was for a reason, you know, and I had to be humbled. You have no idea how many people you might have helped out with this. And the funny thing, you said you were shy. I didn't get that at all.
Really?
Yeah, I did not get that at all.
Probably because I pretended the camera wasn't here.
Exactly. That's all. And I forgot I was here. I was just having a genuine conversation with you. So thank you so much.
I enjoyed it.
I appreciate it.
And
I'll be praying for you. God bless you.
Thank you. I'll pray for you too.
Thank you so much. You said Mariah, right?
Myra.
Myra.
Yes.
Myra, thank you so much. Yeah. Hi. You subscribed to me? Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. High fives. You're subscribed? Oh, you're the best. Thank you. I appreciate it. The path of fully submitting and fully finding God, it's a hard one.
Learn how to be graceful with yourself in
have
that
to.
process. In the process of being graceful for myself, then I've been able to learn how to be more graceful to other people, because, you know, I can see you and me and you, and we're on this journey together.
We're on this journey together. All right, wow, so I'm rewatching this video, and honestly, because the video was shot last week or a week and a half ago, and watching it now, it just honestly gave me goosebumps. And I could confidently say it's probably one of my favorite videos I've ever done since starting social media. Over 100 YouTube videos later, this I would say is for sure one of my favorite ones. And it reminded me of why I went on this journey, and that it's okay to have questions, it's okay to doubt, it's okay to, you know, have those moments of, you know, worry or, you know, just not knowing. It's okay, because other people have the same exact feelings, and you're not alone. It's a hard path. It's not an easy path, but it's the path that's worth taking. And like I said, it's not my job to convince anyone or to, you know, show anyone evidence of why they should believe and why they should fully submit to God. But what I can do is fully submit and give my faith, even during those trials and tribulations, even when I'm having those thoughts of why me, have God do so much work in my life and bring me from point A to wherever He is going to get me through His faith, through His power, through His glory, and whatever plan He has for me. And, you know, it's going to be so strong and so powerful that's going to make other people be like, you know what, I have to believe now because of the power of God. Look where Isaiah got through the power of God and through everything he's been through. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I did. I'm definitely want to do much more of these, whether honestly I film it or not. I generally have these conversations with people all the time, off camera, on camera doesn't matter, just because I want to know and I think it's so important to talk about it, you know. And it's funny, you don't realize how many people actually want to talk about their faith and are so willing to talk about their faith until someone talks about it to them, because then, you know, it brings down a barrier, brings down a wall. So I encourage everyone to talk about it, you know, with family, friends, a stranger, whoever it is, because it's very powerful. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like I said, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I encourage you guys to take this journey with me. Give the video a like, and I will see you guys in the next one. God bless.